Hello and welcome to this month's Community Blood Bank Podcast Spotlight on Money Radio WPSE. I'm Joe Martin, and today we're looking ahead to the new year and what's on the horizon for the Community Blood Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania and Western New York. I'm joined by Dee Rosenthal, Executive Director for the Community Blood Bank. Dee, thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely.
So, Dee, as the new year approaches and 2026 is just around the corner, what is the Community Blood Bank most looking forward to in the new year ahead?
So 2026 is actually going to be an extra special year for us. We're so excited to be celebrating our 60th anniversary.
Wow.
And so we are kicking it off with a special giveaway in January and February. Typically, we give out t-shirts during those 2 months, but this year we're doing crew neck sweatshirts, which is really exciting. And they have a special logo for our 60th anniversary with a tagline of neighbors helping neighbors, which is exactly what we're doing here. So yeah, we're excited to kind of tie that 60th anniversary into all of our events this year. And so you'll see that kind of neighbors helping neighbors and just 60 years of saving lives here in our community.
Now, January also marks Blood Donor Awareness Month. Dee, you've been with the Community Blood Bank for a long time doing amazing work. What does this mission and this month in particular mean to you personally?
Yeah, so I've been with CBB for actually 11 years in January. January is my work anniversary also. So January is even more special for me. But this mission of providing blood to our community is just so important. We talk about it all the time personally. So my mom had cancer when I was young, and watching her kind of go through that fight, and I guess knowing now what I didn't know then, later I learned that platelet donations were what helped her when she was really sick from the chemo. It just kind of came full circle. So during her fight, I didn't know that. And so when I started working here and found out donating platelets, I could help cancer patients like my mom, it
Mhm.
really became more meaningful. And, I think a lot of people are in that boat by donating blood. You don't know who you're impacting, but it's somebody's loved one. And so personally, I'm so thankful to all of the donors who helped my mom, and also personally and professionally thankful to all the donors that give every day and help each other's loved ones, whether you know who it's helping or not. And so this month is so special because it highlights the importance of blood donation and hopefully educates more people that don't know the importance of it. And basically anybody can be a donor. We always talk about the stats and that 60% of the population can donate and less than 3% do every year. So I think a lot of that is just not knowing. And personally, again, I wish I had known sooner. So I hope that this month brings more awareness to blood donation and just in turn brings more donors.
Dee, I know 2026, obviously, as you stated, already a big year for the Community Blood Bank and what's on your horizon. But I've also heard that you're introducing a new bloodmobile. I imagine that's not something you just pick out at a car lot like the rest of us do. Can you tell us a little bit about this new bloodmobile and what goes into making it ready for blood donation?
Absolutely. Yeah. So purchasing a new bloodmobile is quite a process. So we started this process almost a year ago. As you can imagine, it's not like you said, like a car lot where you go down the street and there's a car lot on every corner. There are limited options of places that do these specialty vehicle builds. And so the organization that we chose to work with it's called TWR Specialty Vehicles. It's in Elkhart, Indiana. We toured several places, but we really liked them specifically, this bloodmobile that they built, that's what it's built for. So when you compare the two that we have, and they have human names if you have ever heard us refer to our bloodmobiles, but we have Gus the Blood Bus, which was a school bus converted to a bloodmobile. And then we have Winnie the Winnebago, which again converted to a bloodmobile. So this bloodmobile, the new one, it's designed to be a bloodmobile. So it wasn't anything else before. It's going to be born as a bloodmobile. And so working with them, we designed everything from the way the door in the screening booth opens to be most comfortable for our staff and the donors, to cabinets that hold coolers so they're not in the way when donors are on the bloodmobile, shelves that would be at good heights for our donor registration, every kind of intricate detail of that. And then once you design that part of it, it takes anywhere from about 2 to 10 months to build. And so in the meantime of that, We had to work to find sponsors to help finance this huge purchase. I want to, I guess, take a minute to thank our sponsors that we partnered with. So we had Erie Community Foundation, Warren Community Foundation, the MJ Sergala Trust, PNC Bank, Bridge Builders, Highmark AHN, and then Mark Bruns Insurance Agency. And then in addition, anyone that donated to us on Erie Gives Day and any funds that we'd received at our events, any event that we had in 2025 is going towards this huge purchase. So yeah, quite an undertaking.
Dee, that is exciting news. Now, I've got to ask, obviously, what you just said begs the question, do you have a name picked out yet?
We're still working on it. It felt easier with the other two, kind of like that rhyming. They made sense. So we were waiting until we had it here, kind of like when a baby's born, I guess, till you see it in person. You want to make sure it fits. So we are still working on that, but we should have it by the end of the year.
Dee, I'm sure it'll come to you, but I know you currently operate 2 bloodmobiles. Why are these mobile units so important to the community blood bank's ability to serve communities all across Northwest Pennsylvania and Western New York?
Yeah, they're hugely vital to what we do. Obviously, the biggest thing about blood donation is trying to make it as convenient as possible for our community. I think if you've ever donated or thought about donating, you can probably agree that you're more likely to do so if it's convenient and, if it's kind of out of sight, out of mind type of thing. And so we really need to make blood donation front of mind. So when we hold blood drives, we do that inside local businesses and schools, but more often we bring our bloodmobiles to the location. This way, we're right outside of the organization, still very, very close, but not taking up any space. We have everything we need to host those drives. Adding a third one into our fleet. So the 2 bloodmobiles that we have, Gus and Winnie, they're getting older and sometimes they're out for maintenance, which can cause us to have to cancel blood drives, which obviously is never ideal. And so the addition of this third will allow Gus and Winnie to travel a little bit less and extend their lifespan. And then we can also be at more places more often to encourage more donors in our community.
Well, today we've been joined by Dee Rosenthal, Executive Director for the Community Blood Bank. Dee, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Dee, thanks so much for sharing what we can look forward to from the Community Blood Bank in 2026. We appreciate your leadership and the important work you and your team do every day for our region. Now to our listeners, if you'd like to learn more about donating blood, hosting a blood drive, or supporting the Community Blood Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania and Western New York, visit forhearts.org. That's FOUR hearts.org. Thanks for listening to another WPSE podcast production.